Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Resident Evil 4 is awesome, and you know it. Hola, senoritas. Resident Evil 4 is not only one of the best Resident Evil games, but also one of the best games of all time, up there with Demolition Man for the 3DO. And with the release of the remake later this month, I think now's the best time to make the next installment in the Resident Evil Retrospective series. So join me as we look into see what makes Resident Evil 4 so awesome. As always, let's talk about the game's history first. Now, out of all the Ori games, Ori4 definitely has the most well-known history. I think most people know how Ori4 had multiple versions. In fun fact, one of these versions became Devil May Cry. I know, most of you probably knew that, however, it just felt obligatory to mention when you're making a Resident Evil 4 retrospective.
Let's just leave it at that.
Anyways, to continue, let's talk about the story. Resident Evil 4 follows Leon Kennedy after the events of Resident Evil 2, where he is now a government agent and is searching for the president's daughter, Ashley Graham, in a rural part of Spain. Eventually, he finds Ashley not long after discovering a cult and is planning to use Ashley for their world domination goals. The game follows Leon and Ashley on their mission to escape the clutches of the Los Illuminados. As the game progresses, Leon gets split with Ashley while exploring a village, a castle, and a military island. Across their adventure, they meet the Lord of the Castle, Salazar.
I've been expecting you, my brethren.
No thanks, bro.
Some edgelord military commando dude, Krauser, and the leader of the cult, Osmond Sadler.
My name is Osmond Sadler, the master of this fine religious community.
You also meet Ada from Ori 2, and now she's working with Wesker.
Leon. Long time no see.
The story has the perfect blend of seriousness and the just incredibly dumb and cheesy moments.
I've sent my right hand to dispose of you.
Your right hand comes off?
But unlike Code Veronica, this game isn't absolutely insane. One of the best parts of Ori 4's story is the cutscenes. I absolutely love how they look. That being said, this wasn't the first game to have mocap this detailed. One of the first examples I can probably think of is Metal Gear Solid 2. I'm not saying this discredits the quality of Ori 4's cutscene. I just believe that people overly praise this aspect of the game without just appreciating it for what it is. Now that we've finished talking about the story, let's talk about the gameplay. Before Resident Evil 4 released, the Resident Evil series was beginning to get stale. This didn't mean that the games were bad, but to someone who wasn't familiar with the series, they would just all look the same. However, when Resident Evil 4 released, everything changed. No longer was there fixed camera angles that in 2005 would have seemed primitive. Now, this time, there is third-person over-the-shoulder camera controls. While this game wasn't the first game to have this style, it was one of the first games to have it be like really fluid and just nice to use. Now, this game is still a horror game, so while the controls are fluid, they are also slightly restricted to force the player to be completely focused, because if you are not careful, you will get swarmed, especially in the later areas. Like previous games in the series, Ori4 has limited inventory, and oh boy, where can I begin with this one? Unlike previous games where items would take up a minimum of 1 or 2 slots, items in this game take up way more. However, Leon has the ability to rotate and slot items neatly in place. As someone who likes organization, I cannot count how many times I have spent rearranging Leon's attaché case. The game has limited ammo, however, at least on normal difficulty, as soon as you beat Salazar, you barely have to worry about ammo again. Then again, maybe I just suck, and the adaptive difficulty is really playing easy on me. That being said, pre-Salazar fight, the ammo conservation is really important for survival. To preserve ammo, it is best to strategically choose where to shoot. You could try shooting a Ganado in the head, which would kill them easily, but you run the risk of a Plagas bursting out. You could also shoot them in the leg and stun them to do a special move, however you do less damage. Personally, I just use my handgun and knife most of the time for regular enemies. The game also has a wide variety of weapons, which all serve a unique purpose. Handguns are for general use. Shotguns can also be used generally, however they're good for crowd control. Snipers are for long range. TMP is good for anything that looks remotely squishy, as in Plagas, and Magnums are for boss fights. This weapon selection is vast while also not feeling bloated, and each gun has its purpose, and choosing when to use each weapon adds a sense of strategy to the game, which truly feels like the natural evolution of what the franchise was at that time. To get these weapons, the player must steal money from defeated enemies to buy weapons from the merchant. The merchant sells loads of stuff, and not only can you buy items but sell them as well as upgrade them.
Over here, stranger.
This, alongside all the other things previously mentioned, adds another layer to the gameplay. As I previously mentioned, the game has adaptive difficulty, wherein it makes the game harder for those who are good. However, it also makes things easier for those who are bad. When you beat the game, you unlock various side content, which was mostly exclusive to the PS2 version. There is a Mercenaries mode, which became a staple of the series and is highly fun. There is Separate Ways, which is basically a Cliff Notes version of the main game, except you're playing it as Ada and it's from her perspective. But it's also from the PS2 version, so the cutscenes are really like bad quality because they were video files and they're not in real time like the main game cutscenes. And there's also Assignment Ada, which is basically Fourth Survivor, but you're playing as Ada and on the island. I'm not complaining. At the end of the day, it's small content. As of the writing and recording of this video, RE4 Remake will be released later this month, and I couldn't be more excited. Overall, Resident Evil 4 can only be described as an action horror masterpiece that excels in providing action and horror through its complex gameplay with various interlinking mechanics, that when combined with its cheesy yet epic plot akin to a cheesy 80s action B-movie, make a perfect game. This game was not only the next step forward for Resident Evil, but also the next step forward for gaming. If you got this far, I would like to thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, as I would really appreciate it. And if you don't want to, well, not a big deal. This video will be the beginning of Season 2 of Echo Productions. If you like Resident Evil content, I have a playlist for the rest of my RE retrospectives as well. And also, make sure to keep an eye out, as I will be releasing an RE4 Remake review when it releases. Anyways, thank you for watching and have a great day.